The year 2021 saw some remarkable advances in soil health management systems for California cotton that have not been seen in recent years. Several different partnerships of farmers, the private sector, university, and cotton brand companies were formed that resulted in considerable innovation, learning, and progress toward the realization of improved performance regenerative agriculture production systems. This video captures some of that progress.
My motivation is I have a passion for change. California agriculture has a lot of challenges. These growers, they're the best growers in the world, and they are faced with a state that is regulating them out of business. They have short water, they have high costs of doing business, they have labor shortages. They work really hard, and the success is real variable. What we see as a company and me as a person is what can we do to change the paradigm and help them reduce their expenses, improve their greatest asset, which is their soil, help them improve yields, and look at becoming more efficient. Those are really what motivate us to go do what we do every day. Most cotton systems in California, at least, are very tillage intensive. You have long periods of fallow ground with the fields are bedded up in the wintertime, and then they go in and they plant cotton in the spring, put a tremendous amount of tillage passes in it to make it happen, and that's their process. And it's very successful. They grow great cotton. Unfortunately, what it does is it's really hard on soil health. So we basically have driven our soil organic matter down in California to between 0.5 and 0.9% on most of the tilled ground, and cotton ground probably being close to the lower end of that on most cases. So the key really is trying to get far out in the process and planning. So planning really is the key to success. So what I try to do to make the most success is look at the crop rotation a year in advance, and we look at a field that's going to transition to cotton in the following spring. Hopefully it's following a summer harvested crop like wheat or tomatoes. As soon as we get the crop harvested, we'll come in and no-till a cover crop mix. On top of that, we'll grow it in the summer, make a big biomass. The most successful systems were able to harvest that biomass and sell it for dairy silage. And there's a shortage of forage in California now, so we're able to put that into a pretty good revenue stream to pay for all the cover cropping. Then we'll come in and run a strip till, establish strips in the fall, over the winter, and then we refreshen the strips in the spring. We can either pre-irrigate or sprinkle it up, and then we put the cotton in and it comes out great. Really, we're trying to look at preserving the cotton stand and get the best stand we can is what gives us the key to yield. So our focus on these regenerative systems or these soil management system is how do we get the best cotton stand we can. So that starts with pre-planning and getting the grower on board with following through with execution. Pretty much the system we use relies on a shank strip till machine, no-till grain drill. And to be honest with you, that's pretty much the only big changes. But again, the strip till equipment, most growers look at strip till as just a change in tillage practices. It is not a change in tillage practices, it's a change in the whole production system. So you've got to really change a lot of things to accommodate the strip till to make it successful. And that's one of the things that we do is we teach the whole process and look at the entire system change. And when we can actually present that idea, the growers can get success without a lot of work. You're actually standing on their conventional practice, and on the conventional practice, their soil organic matter runs around 1.2%, which for the San Joaquin Valley is pretty good. The bulls have been putting compost for quite a while. They have kind of a monocrop cover cropping system in place where they're doing some cover cropping with a single species, and they're at 1.2. What we're trying to do here with the regen system is to push that organic matter to 2.5 and above. By using the reduced tillage, the multi-species cover crop, and the compost practice I already have, I think we can easily get to 2.5 to 3% within probably about 2 years from now. We should see a marked improvement at the end of this season with the reduced tillage practice and the multi-species cover. We've also had animal integration here. Back about a month ago, we had sheep, and we sheep down. The cover crop was about hip high, and we brought in about 1,000 sheep, and we took the cover crop off in about 10 days. If you look at Bull's conventional system, they disc twice, they land plane, they chisel, Well, they actually run a single pass tillage machine that does their ripping for them, an optimizer. And then they come back and they list, and then they mulch the beds, and then they get ready to plant, which is the condition the fields are in currently. So if you add all those up, that's all disturbance passes. In this particular field, since it's the beginning of the process, it was chiseled last fall after their previous crop and disced and left alone. We planted the cover crop in November. We no-till drilled it into the soil. We sprinkled it up. We grew it, and we started sheeping it down at about the middle of March. And so we're doing 2 strip till passes and a planting pass, and we had a no-till cover crop pass. So basically, we're only making 2 disturbance passes to get the cotton in. So when we work at the strip tiller, the particular brand that we use is an Orthman one tripper, and it's a shank style strip till bar. It is engineered to run at 6.5 miles an hour. So the key here is to make sure that we get the shanks at the right depth for the machine to be able to run the strips at 6.5 miles an hour. And when they do that, the dirt flows through the machine correctly, and we get good action on the back coulters that really give us a better seed bed to plant into. So that's what's important. So this is drip tape. So we have to be careful when we have to dig up the drip tape, figure out the spacing, and then set the GPS in a direct relation to the drip tape so we don't interfere with the drip tape. So what we do is we adjust the bar, we roll it backwards and forwards. That engages the rear of the machine. The back 2 blades are wavy coulters, so we can put those deeper into the ground, and when that does that, we're able to leave more of a hump in the strip. And we do that when we're going to pre-irrigate because the strip itself will settle. If you set it with not enough of a hump in it, when you pre-irrigate, it'll actually settle and make a trench. So we don't want that. We adjust the depth of the ripper shanks. We can get down to about 13 inches. We probe the field and we find out where the compaction layer is, if there is one. And if it's, let's say it's at 8 to 10 inches, we'll drop that. We'll run that shank at about 11 inches, just below the compaction layer. There's no reason to do more work than we have to. Less disturbance is better.
In 2021, Carey conducted 2 farm demonstrations of the strip till, cover crop, and sheep system that has been described in this video. One was at Stone Land Company near Lemoore, California, and the other was at Bowles Farming near Los Banos. The trial in Lemoore yielded 3 bales per acre and a 17% increase in gross field revenue due to the cotton brand buyer premiums that it attracted, all with less than 25% nitrogen and 80% less tillage than the conventional system of this farm. The strip till field in Los Banos produced 2.4 bales per acre compared to the neighboring conventional field that yielded 3.6 bales per acre. Despite the lower yield, because of the price premium that the strip till cover cropped cotton attracted, a 4% increase in gross field revenue was achieved by that system because of the price premium it commanded, with again less overall tillage and lower nitrogen and herbicide expenses. Plans are now to expand the number of demonstration sites of these integrated soil health management systems in coming years.